I'm a dancer and I've had Crohn's disease for 5 years now. Unofficially, my story with Crohn's disease has been going on my whole life. Officially, it started in 2008 when I was 14. During 2008, I had been losing blood, and Christmas Day, I was as white as a ghost, lost around 20 kilos since the start of the year, and was so lethargic I couldn't move. I refused to go to hospital until Mum dragged me there on Boxing Day. I had numerous tests done which showed my haemoglobin levels were at 45, which, as most of you know, is extremely low. I had a blood transfusion and was sent home without anyone knowing what was wrong. After a couple of days home, I had deteriorated rapidly and went back to hospital on New Year's Day. I stayed at the John Hunter Hospital for around a week, with no one being closer to knowing what was wrong with me. I was transferred to the Sydney Children's Hospital, where I would spend a month, be hooked up to an IV constantly, have numerous tests, countless blood transfusions, and where I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I was put on immune suppressants and steroids and finally sent home after what seemed forever. I had no idea what Crohn's disease was, that it didn't have a cure, that I would have it for the rest of my life, and I didn't have a clue what I was in for the upcoming years. As far as I knew, I was better, and that was it. Boy, was I wrong. After smooth sailing for a year, I was flaring up, and this happened until late last year. During that time, I had been on everything under the sun: antibiotics, immune suppressants, suppositories, the diets and supplements, and methotrexate. Last year was definitely my worst year yet with Crohn's disease. I was the sickest I had ever been. I was extremely thin, I couldn't eat, I was in pain, and I was losing so much blood. The doctors were discussing surgery, which I definitely didn't want, and at the same time were re-evaluating my diagnosis, thinking it may have been ulcerative colitis. To make it worse, it was my HSC year, and I had most of the first term off due to the fact that I was always in hospital. In May, things seemed to turn around. Then I was put on my miracle drug, infliximab. However, around the time of the HSC, I started to flare again, so I was re-inducted onto infliximab. I still wonder how I completed the HSC and gained my ATAR. Since then, infliximab has been my miracle yet again. I have had the best year since I've been diagnosed and consider myself as close as I am going to get to a remission. To this day, I cannot believe I've been on nearly all the drugs, have had a scare with infliximab not working, and still have avoided surgery, especially the severity of my Crohn's. I think now is a good time to mention that if you had asked me to do this speech at the start of last year, I probably would have run and hid, considering I wouldn't even speak to my friends about it. It is amazing how things can change. I now have a YouTube channel and an Instagram account dedicated to my Crohn's journey, and also run a Facebook support group for young people with IBD. It isn't a real discussed topic. So to sum this up, apart from the odd stomach ache and my 8 weekly hospital visits for infusions, I hardly ever feel like I have this bowel disease. I can only hope that it will remain this way, but we all know too well, you never know what's around the corner, but hey, shit happens. Thank you to everyone who organised tonight, and I hope you all have an amazing night. Thank you.